It was only about 2 years ago we checked out the new Mazda CX-5 in beautiful, warm, and sunny California. Well, this week we're in Whistler, British Columbia. Beautiful, yes. Warm, no. Well, Mazda has chosen this area to unveil the new 2019 CX-5. Well, as regular viewers know, I'm not a big fan of the SUV, CUV craze. I'm a car guy. But last night, to show you what an exciting life I have, I had an epiphany that included the CX-5. It made me see the light and made me understand why this segment is and will continue to be hot, and why you, the consumer, continue to abandon the car, especially sedans. You see, the big news with this new vehicle, and maybe that's why they're doing the quick refresh, is it now has an available 2.5 turbo four-cylinder engine. And as one executive from Mazda Canada told me, this new engine gives this vehicle a whole new personality. In fact, it actually drives now like a car.
Years ago, I think they were kind of body on frame and a lot more high center of gravity, and didn't have any traits they shared with the car in terms of handling capabilities or characteristics. Of all the brands, we pride ourselves on driving dynamics, and that flows through our cars, but also through our sport utility. So I think we're in a very good position as a brand to be able to bring that to consumers who are looking for something that maybe they traditionally drove a car, but want something that offers them a little more engagement in terms of their drive experience.
Nobody wants to drive something that drives like a truck. They want something that looks like a truck. They want something that's functional like a truck. But trucks drive terribly. Nobody wants that. Everyone wants it to drive like a car. So yeah, I think this is exactly what people are looking for.
I drive a Mazda 6, but I spent a week with this vehicle just last week, and I've actually got one coming in that I will drive for a longer period of time. Extremely impressed with it. The engine just really mates so well with our chassis. That's one thing that, generally speaking, we often get asked, if this Mazda just had a little more power, because our chassis is so good. It kind of begs for more power. It can handle it. And when you mate this engine with our driving dynamics, it ends up for quite a good package.
This could be a hatchback and be just as useful, but people wouldn't buy it. So, yeah, I mean, if you're just talking complete car guy to car guy, give me a hatchback with all-wheel drive, which, by the way, is coming out in a couple of months, and I'm covered. I don't need to sit up in the air. But most people like that. Most people want to sit where they can see better. I'd rather be in a Miata down as close to the ground as you could possibly be, right? But, we got something for everybody.
But these are hatchbacks when you think of it, aren't they, in many respects?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's got a hatch on the back, right? But it has still all the capability. What people are looking for when they get an SUV is they want to know that they can go wherever their mind takes them. I want to go up this crazy dirt road and go camping out here or whatever. These things are really capable of doing that kind of stuff. Any road you find, it'll go up it.
Now, most turbocharged engines will ask for premium fuel. That includes the CX-5. Now, a lot of car makers will say that premium fuel is recommended. Well, what does that mean? And will regular fuel hurt my engine? Well, Mazda has opted to keep it simple. If you use premium fuel or 93 octane, you'll get 250 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. If you opt for regular or 87 octane, that horsepower will change to 227 with the same amount of torque. Me, if you're going to go for the optional turbo, I'd go with premium fuel. One of the things about vehicle dynamics is that most of the consumers don't have any idea what it means.
Right.
Well, yeah, the fact that people don't understand vehicle dynamics makes it difficult to explain it to people. Everybody gets it because they're trying to control the car, and if it works well, it works well. Right, so it's important. We really kind of brought you out to this terrible variable conditions here to kind of show how capable, almost unstoppable the CX-5 is. The all-wheel drive system that we put in our cars is very smart, very fuel efficient, but also really good at automatically adjusting to conditions and giving you all the grip you need when you need it.
As we all know, today's vehicles have a lot of technology in them. A lot of it's connectivity. I don't promote that because with the exception of the radio, you should have no distractions. Stick to the driving. The other technology makes sense. It's really called active safety, the kind of technology that hopefully will keep you from having that car crash. We have adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and so on. But the reality is this. In many parts of the country, including here in Whistler, as you can see, it snows. The cameras get covered, the system goes down. The good news is the car will tell you when the system is down. So what you got to do, as we said for the last 31 years, take a defensive driving course so that when these systems go down and you know what hits the fan, you'll know how to react.
We're certainly believers in being more connected with what you're doing in your driving experience and the road and safety, and this enables to do it. We also have that running through our HMI Commander, which is basically an interface that the driver uses as opposed to a touchscreen. So that's all. CarPlay and Android Auto are fully integrated with that system, and we think it's a safe system and it's an intuitive system.
A lot of people like the way it looks, like the way it feels and sounds, but the most common complaint we get, well, one is there's no CarPlay and Android Auto. We fixed that. And two is, well, it could really use some more power. So there's nothing left to complain about as far as I can tell. I could sit here and talk all day long about how great this car is to drive. Just get your butt in the seat and drive it yourself, and then you don't have to listen to me.
Yes, I may be a car guy, but as we've seen this week, these CUVs, including the CX-5, are driving more and more like traditional cars, which is what I think the consumers want, but they also like to sit up just a little higher. Either way, the market continues to be hot, and the manufacturers continue to cash the checks. As I said, the 2.5 turbo is the way I would go. It's sweet, great in passing maneuvers, and of course in this weather, that all-wheel drive system is seamless. And finally, I think the CX-5 is one of the better looking ones in this segment. Either way, I'd stick it on your shopping list. That's it for now. We'll see you next time out as I continue to bring you more stories about cars and the people who drive them.